everybody and welcome to this video. This is my February and March 2020 plan with me. As you may have noticed, this is going up halfway through March, so February's long gone and March really should have been going up like this time last month. But I've been very busy, life has been a little bit hectic and I haven't had time to edit the video or anything like that. So it's going up now. But better late than never. I thought I'd still put it up because I filmed it and everything. But I might as well still put it up and everything. Just put it up late. But it's all good. I decided for February to just use some of this packing paper that I use as wrapping paper at Christmas. Because I had a scrap of it left over. Like that kind of sheet of it you saw was a scrap from when I was wrapping presents for Christmas. So I thought I'd use that. And because I've seen quite a few more artsy ones, because they'll do that and then they'll doodle on top of it, and obviously I haven't had time to doodle on top of it. But bullet journal spreads that use the packing paper and everything, I think it just looks really nice, just quite simple, just like the white of the paper and the brown of the packing paper, and then just like black pen sort of thing. I like it. So doing that for February, because mid to end of January when I was filming this, it was just manic, so I didn't really have time to do anything artsy or anything like that. And then again with the March one, you'll see that I think March is my favourite kind of setup so far, to be honest. But again, it wasn't one that was artsy and took a lot of kind of time and effort from me in terms of doodling and stuff like that. Like there's literally no doodling really. I think I just kind of achieved a better spread while still saving time sort of thing than I did in February. But yeah. So just moving on to the calendar in February. And I'm doing the same as in January, like this big sort of box that goes across the page. So like Thursday ends up being on both pages. And then I decided to use little bits of the packing paper at the top to have them for the days of the week and all of that sort of thing. Just including it like on every page because it's the theme. It's just the same as January, this one. There's not really much else to say about it. It's quite like a basic calendar, which is good because it's practical, it's useful. And it means that I'm not going to get distracted if I'm trying to use it with like lots of busyness on the page. I'll just be able to see what I need to see, sort of thing. So then I moved on to my habit tracker and tracking 6 habits again. I think they're the same as January, I think. So it's reading, 1 vegan meal a day, going to the gym, doing something creative, sleeping 8 hours and revising, which I'm pretty sure is the same as January, and it's the same in March as well. And to be fair, it would probably be the same, like, I don't know, at least until I've done my A-levels. It's the same sort of layout as well as January, with the 7x7 boxes for the habits. I decided to use like these little dots that you'll see in a minute, and then the idea was that if I did it, I'd put like the colour around the dot, which I liked it, but I think I prefer what I do in March, because in the March one you'll see that I just do kind of like empty circles and then I just fill in the colour in the circles. I think I do prefer that, but just trial and error, so see what's going on with that. And then obviously I'm going on to my weekly spreads. These are the same as January. March is set out the same but slightly different because I don't have a notes section as such. I've decided to try and kind of switch that up, so I didn't want to put loads of that in because I didn't want to show you the same thing a million times. But as you can see, for March, I decided to do the theme of photos of the sky. So all those photos you just saw are photos that I have taken because I really love the sky. And it's quite like I don't know, I want to say calming, but I don't know. I just like the sky, alright? So I chose this one of a nice bright blue sky with a few clouds on it and like palm trees and all of that sort of thing for my cover page. And then I've just cut out a little bit of scrap paper, just white scrap paper, to put the calendar on, so I stick that over to kind of add a bit of, don't know what I want to call that. It's not a dimension, is it? Who knows? Just add something, you know? And then I decided after I'd already stuck it down that I wanted the edges to be like this bronze colour that I used throughout. So I thought, I'll use like a bit of the double-sided sticky tape, the stuff it sticks to, I don't know what that's called, you know what I mean, like the backing of it, to sort that out. And then it didn't work because it just spread everywhere, so I had to use Tipp-Ex. But yeah, and you can just see my head poking in there because apparently I have no concept of like filming means that my head's going to be in that, apparently. So sorry about that. But yeah, you can't really see the bronzy bit too much at the minute because obviously there's only like a small bit around, but I use it, like as you can see, I've just used it to underline the date, and then I'm using it to just write March, and then I decided to kind of outline that with the fine liner, just to kind of give it a bit more definition and everything so you could see it better. And I used that bronzy colour like throughout, so basically the theme was the sky, and then as I was doing it, the like metallic bronze became part of the theme as well, if that makes sense. And you'll notice I left a page blank. That's because that's going to be a quote page, but I hadn't decided on a quote yet, so I just kind of left it, and then I'll do it afterwards. So for my calendar spread, I printed out that kind of long, thin photo, which obviously is just like part of a bigger photo that I took. I decided for that little gap in there that I'd left, I would use that bronzy colour again to just incorporate that even more. And then you can see for March I've actually decided to do a slightly different calendar. So the boxes are slightly smaller. I'm just trying to think, I think they're 5x5 or 6x6. They might be 6x6, I can't really remember. So I decided to do that because I was realising from January and February that I didn't need the boxes to be quite as big, and I didn't really like having Thursday split over the 2 pages because then I couldn't really write on it properly. So I decided to do that, and then I decided to do like a nice little kind of drop shadowy sort of thing around the 2 halves of the calendar, again with that metallic bronzy colour. And then just, you know, quite simple, just like writing March and then writing the days of the week and putting little bronze dots next to it. And then just numbering the days so I know what's going on with that. And then my head's just poking in again. Say hello to the ginge. And then I'd already done the bronze part on the March, and I'd outlined it with like a thinner fine liner, but I wanted it to stand out a little bit more, so I went back over it with a thicker one just to make it look a little bit nicer. And then moving on to the habits, and you'll notice as well next to the habits there's a new spread. Basically I'm tracking exactly how much I've slept and my mood because I'm trying to look after myself. So with the habits, as you can see, I'm like using this photo of a really pretty sunset that was kind of like reflected into the clouds, I guess. I don't know, because like you can't really see the sunset, you can just see the colours in the clouds. I loved it. So I'm using that as like the title sort of thing, and then just writing habits on it, and I'm doing a little bit of bronzy stuff on it, and then you can see above it as well I've filled the little gap in with the bronze. I just think it kind of ties everything in because it's on every single page sort of thing. As you can see, this is what I was saying earlier about the way that I've done the habits. I've used like the little empty circles so I can fill them in, I think I do prefer that, to be honest. Just looks slightly neater in my opinion. And then for my Sleeping Mood Tracker spread, I used this photo of a really pretty pink sunset, just like a small one up at the top. And then basically the way that I've done this is I've got 1 to 31 down the side. That's obviously for like each day, and that's on a line, not on a box. And then along the bottom I've got 0 to 10, because then that means that I can have up to 10 hours sleep tracked onto it, and then obviously like rating my mood out of 10. So I think that just kind of works quite well, and with that I'm just kind of doing it like a little line graph. And then I've got 2 colours, like one for sleep, one for mood, so I can see how they're relating and all of that sort of thing. And then you can see I've just set up my March memories spread, which is quite simple because I literally just have to say memories, because obviously that'll be filled up later in the month. So that was just a nice little small picture of the sky, again outlined, this time on the page itself with the metallic bronze. And then I've got another quote page before we go on to the weekly spreads, with this photo that I took of some hot air balloons in the sky, which I think was really pretty. And then I tried to draw a hot air balloon. It completely failed, but we're just gonna ignore that. We're gonna pretend it didn't. We're gonna pretend it looks nice. And yeah, so I've just got a nice little quote saying wherever you go becomes part of you somehow. Because when I think of the sky, I think of like all these possibilities, and obviously like travelling and all of that business. So moving on to the weekly things again, the main bones of it are the same as January and February were, because I find that is actually working for me quite well. But the bit where I used to have notes now says my week. So basically what I'm doing with that is, as it's coming up to A-levels and all of that business, I want to kind of track how I'm spending my time. I've got like the 4 A-levels that I'm doing, got 2 jobs, so I need to see what time I've got to be able to revise and how much of that time I am actually spending revising. So for example, when I've got a lesson, like say it's a lesson that I colour code pink, from 9 to 11 I'll fill in like the 9 box and the 10 box in pink, so I know that I'm in that lesson then. And then like with work I'll fill that in after I've done revision. I can like put it into the time that I did it and all of that sort of thing, just to kind of help me, take ownership of what is happening. So here is the flip through of the 2 months. So here is February's cover page and quote page, and then the calendar. Obviously it's going to be slightly filled in because I filmed this part of it after I've been using it. Haven't filled in the February memories yet because I literally haven't had time, so I'm gonna have to go back and do the memory pages at some point. I just have not had time yet. And then this is the sort of way that I use my weeklies, and all of that sort of thing. And then, as you can see, I decided to use another quote about the sky saying only from the heart can you touch the sky. I just thought it was a bit cute. But I didn't film doing that because I forgot to. I finished writing it out in the pen and everything, and I went, oh yeah, I didn't film it. But as you can see, I haven't started putting anything to my March calendar yet because I didn't want, I want privacy sort of thing. Like I don't want to be putting things onto the internet before it's happened. So here are my habit page and my looking after yourself page. I don't know why I said it like that, like yourself, but I did. So yeah. And then my March memories page and the quote page before the weekly spreads. I am really, really happy with how the March spread particularly turned out. I do like the February spread as well. I think March is definitely my favourite so far. But I don't know if that's just because I use the sky, because I do really love the sky. Like, for years, I've been like, oh, pretty sky, take a photo, sort of thing. So, yeah. But that's what all of the weekly spreads look like. And, yeah, that's pretty much everything, really. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye!